Hello, my friends. How are you today? And welcome back to TTBurger Game Reviews. And I am your host Tony, bringing you more Halloween-themed videos all throughout the month of October. And today we have a multi-part review for you. This is episode 155, and this is episode 155, part 1 of 2. Yeah, it's been a while since I've done a multi-part review here, and I apologize for that. It's just that there are a lot of single part games here that I wanted to review here and check out, so that's what it was there. But we're back with another multi-part review here. Now, ever since going on with the days of the PlayStation, the survival horror genre got bigger and bigger due to the success of games like Resident Evil, Silent Hill, Shadow Crisis, and Alone in the Dark. And a lot of games tried to be like Resident Evil, and a lot of them did succeed, like Parasite Eve 2, while there were other ones that just failed badly, like Martian Gothic Unification stuff, where were games that flopped badly. But there were a lot of good ones, like I said, and that's what we're going to be talking about here for this episode of TTBurger Game Reviews for the Halloween theme. Now, it is still amazing how some companies can make a game, take a genre that's popular and make it greater, even better. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. For today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at a futuristic, psychotic sci-fi survival horror franchise, which started on the PlayStation, then got a movie, and then a sequel to the first game, and that's what it is there. We're going to be looking at the Galerians franchise for this episode. Part 1, we're going to look at the original Galerians on the PlayStation, then Part 2, Galerians Dash, which is obviously the sequel. There's also the movie called Galerians Rion, which is basically the first game in like a CG movie form and stuff, which I have checked out, and it's really good, so I recommend y'all checking that movie out too if you can. But we got a lot to talk about here, so let's get started with talking about the original Galerians by Asks Entertainment and Crave Entertainment as well, released in the year 2000. Now, my thoughts on Galerians is, it's a great survival horror game. It definitely is a combination of Parasite Eve 2 and Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, and the combination works really well. It isn't the best survival horror game ever. I will admit right now, it's not the best survival horror game ever, because there are some noticeable problems that I have with the game that do affect it as well. So this game will not be getting a perfect 10 or anything like that, but it'll still be getting a good score, definitely. That's what we're gonna be saying there. But we'll talk about that along the way. Right now, let's talk about the story. The story of Galerians puts you in the role of the protagonist, Rion Steiner, who is a teenager who says he's 14, but in the game's cutscene it says he's 16. So whatever age you want to call him, it's some type of continuity error and stuff like that. But whatever age you want to call him, go ahead and do that. But getting back on topic here, Rion Steiner awakes in a hospital observation room of Michelangelo Memorial Hospital of Michelangelo City, and he wakes up, doesn't remember anything about his past, himself, his identity, or anything. He's got amnesia. And he hears a girl's voice calling him into his mind, begging him to help her, rescue her, and he decides to search for her throughout the hospital using these psychokinetic abilities that he received, like an ability called Red, which allows him to shoot fire out, or Nalin allows him to shoot people like with this bullet or so and stuff. And it's a really cool thing that Rion has there, because he has these powers, and he doesn't know how he gets it, but these psychotic powers he has are allow him to unlock doors, scan stuff, read to his mind and stuff, and that's basically what it is there. Along the way, he learns about this plan known as the G Project before escaping the hospital, and he escapes home only to find his house being infested with G Project experiments here. And he learns that his parents were murdered, and they find out that his father, Albert Steiner, and his partner, Dr. Pascal, were working on an AI program called Dorothy, which was supposed to be this super computer human program that went out of control and started questioning humanity and everything, and went out of control. And now Dorothy is trying to destroy humans to make room for her own her own beings called Galerians, which are like human psychotics like that have powers like that Rion has, and he's trying to find out all the answers and stop Dorothy once and for all. And I know I spoiled some of the stories there, but it was the only way for me to give you guys a clear explanation of what was going on in the story, because I didn't want to I didn't want to give people any like confusion there and stuff, so I had to spoil some parts there of the story, and I apologize there definitely, but I'm just saying there, like, it's a great story. I mean, like, sure, the psychotic part thing has been done to death, but still, it works in its own way here for Galerians, because it makes you want to find out who Rion Steiner is, what's happened to him, what happened been to the girl Lilia, whose voice he keeps hearing, and what's going on with these thugs, and what's Dorothy planning to do with the Galerians. Well, you gotta find out, and the story keeps you on your feet. The game is on 3 discs. It's a big game. It's on 3 discs. There's a lot of content in it, so yeah, I'm just saying there. But now let's get into the game's presentation. The game's presentation looks amazing. This game is pretty much almost on par with games like Resident Evil 3 Nemesis and Parasite Eve 2 and Dino Crisis, and the game looks really good for a PlayStation game. Like, the character models look great. They animate really well. The pre-rendered backgrounds that you explore and walk around in look very detailed, and the lighting is really good too. Unlike the last game I reviewed called D, which I know this is kind of like a bad comparison there, this game has some really good lighting in it where you can actually see what you're doing, and it's not so easy getting lost because the game has good lighting effects too. The CG cutscenes do look nice, although the lip syncing is not that good and stuff, but still, like, the CG cutscenes do look really good and they animate really well. And also the frame rate is very smooth throughout the whole game. Like, runs at a smooth 30 frames per second, and it looks great. And like the enemy models and the character models animate well too. Like when Rion runs, it looks like he actually runs like that too. So that's cool there. And of course, like the coolest background in the game is Rion's house that you explore after exploring Michelangelo Hospital, and it definitely shows. It definitely kind of reminds you of like a deserted mansion-like house and stuff like that, and that's really cool there. For sound is 50-50 for me. The music is really good, and I like the music, and the other sound effects are great, but the voice acting is where I have a problem with. The voice acting is either phoned in or just doesn't fit at all. And Rion Steiner's voice is probably the worst voice of the game. Like, the voice actor doesn't sound very enthusiastic at all. He sounds bored, and the fact that like he's supposed to be 14 or 16 years old, and his voice is high pitched, like he hasn't gone through puberty yet. I mean, I've heard the Japanese voice acting, and Rion sounds much better, and his voice fits his age. I mean, I understand it's a PlayStation game, and a lot of PlayStation games weren't going to have the space to include the Japanese audio track, but they should probably just kept it in Japanese with subtitles. That's pretty much all they had to do, because the English voice acting is not very good. Even in the movie Rion Steiner, the English voice acting is not that good, but it gives you the option to put it in Japanese. So just put if you see the movie Galerians Rion, just put it in Japanese because it sounds better. But then again, I mean, I know the other sounds are good, just the voice acting is just not very good in my opinion. It's just what I'm saying there. I don't know why they made the voice acting like this, but I'm not them, so I can't say. But now let's get into the meat of this review, the gameplay. And the gameplay is great, not without some of its flaws though. Like I mentioned, this is a survival horror game, much like Resident Evil 3, Nemesis, and Parasite Eve 2, where except there's no RPG elements, and this is just like the way it's just that how I feel how the gameplay is like and stuff. Yeah, that's what it is. You basically just you play as Rion, you're running around, looking for items, killing the bad guys, and trying to find your way from point A to point B, and find out what is going on in Michelangelo City. And that's what you do there. You solve puzzles by looking for clues, by pressing the triangle button to sense, where you can sense stuff when items in there, what you need items for and stuff. And like for security cards, for security. And you also solve puzzles by pressing the triangle button to sense to try and figure out how to solve numeric codes or trying to find certain items like a doorknob or like a 9-ball or a 3-ball in a pool table or so, and you basically just do that. You don't have any weapons or anything like that. You have like psychokinetic powers like Nylon, Red, and more, which you use to defeat the enemies and stuff that you can defeat. You have limited energy for them, and you find more ammo by picking up like little canisters of Nylon and Red and more. There's also a new thing here that they've never done before in a game like this, and that is your AP meter. Your AP meter goes up every time you move, and once it's maxed out, you can kill the enemies instantly with this like electric trick power that Rion has. But this it comes to one of our first problems here. In order to get back to normal, you need to find these pills these capsules called Delmeter, which are scarcely scattered throughout the levels. And you'd think it wouldn't be an issue, but just like it's not really an issue for the most part. But if you run out, you're fucked because you can't move fast, your health decreases out of that, and it's not very fun if you haven't saved and stuff. So that's what it is. I mean, it's a good idea, but it can also be kind of unforgiving at the same time. There is what I'm trying to say. But like, it is cool to like zap the enemies and electrocute them where they like get cut up in half and stuff like that, and all the blood coming out. Yeah, that's really cool there, but just use it wisely. But it is one good thing about it is that can help you defeat the boss fights too. Like, it can help you defeat the bosses and stuff, and that's like your best friend there at times too. But just be warned. Be sure you have Delmeter save and search all the furniture and everything like that, and all the items in the rooms to help you find the stuff. Because I remember the first time I played this, I didn't check all the items in the room, and I missed out on getting some recovery capsules and Delmeter and more. You can also get this little medication called Skip that can increase the level of your powers for a limited time. But why only a limited time, I don't know. But that's just me though. But like I said, this is a really good game. It's like a futuristic, psychotic Resident Evil and stuff like that, and it actually does a great job there. I mean, it's on 3 discs, and there's a lot to do there. And when you reach the end and find out about Rion Steiner, it's like one of the biggest shocks in video games, definitely, and stuff as well. But like I said, it's a good game, like I said. But I gotta talk about some of the flaws here. First off, some of the rooms look very similar to one another, where it's easy to get lost. There's no map or anything, so you're pretty much gotta like think on your feet on which door to go to. Which, while it's obvious where to go, sometimes some of the rooms look similar to one another. You don't know where to go, and if you're lost or so, they try to roam around trying to find where to go. It's not gonna be that. It's not gonna be that very friendly and stuff if that's the case for you and stuff. But like, and also some of the enemies with the guns and who move fast can be very cheap and not give you a chance to attack, and you'll be wasting recovery capsules and Delmeter and stuff just to survive. But for the most part though, the game is still good for its time, definitely. I mean, it's still a great game. Just be warned, it's not the best game ever. I mean, it has a great storyline, great graphics and stuff, and good gameplay. But still, some of these flaws do affect the game, and that's what I'm saying there. But I'm still gonna give it a good score though, definitely. Still gonna be giving it a good score. So, final thoughts here are: you like survival horror games? You want to play a future sci-fi psychotic survival horror game with interesting characters like Rion and Lilia? This game is the way to go, definitely. Due to the complaints I do have with Galerians here, the score I'll be giving it isn't an 8 out of 10. Best score I can give it. I mean, it's not the best game ever, but still a good score for the game, definitely. And also, I recommend y'all checking out Galerians Rion, because it's basically the game in movie form. If you don't have a PlayStation, then I recommend checking out the movie, because it's definitely worth it as well. And the CG effects in the movie still look great, better than most CG that they do today. So I'm just saying there. And that's pretty much all I gotta say for episode 155, part 1 of 2. Stay tuned, because part 2, we're gonna zoom ahead to the PlayStation 2 era. We're gonna be looking at Galerians Ash for the PlayStation 2, released in 2002. By this time, Sammy Studios. How does this game fare for its predecessor? Find out next, which is all I gotta say. Now, if you like what you see here, subscribe, like the video, comment down below, and don't forget to join my Discord group, TTBurger Galerians Unite, because I'm always looking for more people to join. The link's in the description below. Like I said many times before, it's a permanent link that won't go away after 24 hours, so click on it whenever you want. But all I gotta say is, it's Tony, peace out, and have a great day, and see you on the next episode.